Yeah, so this is the next episode. There's a lot to cover. This playthrough will have different dialogue, events, and decisions to make. And Natalie, Gregor, and Karin will start with 3 hearts each. Use this opportunity to max out your relationships. We highly recommend that you create a manual save right now for this shorter playthrough. Okay. So, I think this episode will just be like all this wee extra things, and then I don't know how long the Trumpet's origin DLC thing is. That might be a separate episode. So, yeah, I'll give it a save here, I guess. Unfortunately, Mariah will not be available to Max. Sorry. Thank you for playing Cooking Companions. We hope you enjoy the experience. Oh, also, almost forgot, jump scares mode activated. What do you mean? Just kidding. You can feel someone approaching. Wake up. I said, wake up. Fucking... I can't keep pretending anymore. Always merry, how could I be? I was the last to die. Oh, God. You try to reply, but instead start a coughing fit. I can see fucking why. Cough harder. I can see your jugular vein bulging. Pick your last words carefully. I'm sorry, Rhina. I don't find fruit intimidating. Rhina? Rena? Oh, I kind of want to be like, sorry. Yeah? I don't believe you. Prove it by getting rid of Potato. Do that, we're even. Getting rid of Potato might be a fatal decision. Rena has bluffed before. Well, is Potato leaving the cabin? Yes. Fantastic. Follow through with this commitment and be social with others. Don't slide back into old habits. Okay, this is interesting. And we start from the point that Mariah leaves. Okay, this is strange. This is a weird... It's interesting, because when you think about it, like, we only get to, like, the gameplay kind of stuff once that happens. But this is, like... There's so much to this game! After the 3 go to bed, you finally have an opportunity to use the bathroom. Some bitch blew out the candle again. The candle blew out. You grasp blindly along the floor until you find a flashlight in the corner. Okay, is this the same? The bathtub is dirty. Uh-huh. You notice the bathtub. Uh-huh. Yep, that's the same thing. Mouse hole, toilet paper. With your interest waning, you decide to leave the bathroom. So, was that it? There was only that to do? Was there nothing? Wait, what's in the mirror? Hi. Hi, dear. Nothing. Okay, toilet paper and, yeah. Everybody's going to start with 3 hearts. I know that I can get one at the end with Karin. Neither of them, bit harsh. I know I can get one at the end with Karin. And Natalie is going to be the next to leave. But I don't feel as though there's any more points that I can speak to Gregor. We'll go with Natalie. Okay, we got 4. Strange dream again. The river seems to be on fire, glowing eerily in the early morning light. Man on horseback is staring at you from the other side, blowing his nose into a handkerchief. A rickety bridge is the only way to reach him, so you decide to start crossing it. The bridge immediately sinks with your weight, causing the rotten wood of the post to crack. The wind pushes the bridge from side to side, the fraying ropes creaking with each gust. As you reach the centre, the man on horseback smiles at you. Raising the hand with the handkerchief, he brings it down in a violent motion, causing the bridge to disappear beneath your feet. As you fall into the river of flame, you can see the man on horseback galloping away. You wake in a cold sweat. Fucking God. Did they just forget? Is that it? Did they just forget to put all the other wee bits in? So, boy. That be slightly different. I think we should have another piece of meat for breakfast. This is what she would have wanted. I think he's right. Please bring us some more meat. Jesus Christ, that face. Something is approaching. Potato, time to wake up. You ask Potato where the chop-outs are. Cabbage, onion, raspberry and bread. They've moved on. Just us now. The way it always should have been. Your mind finally manages to forget everything that happened. You fall asleep again, still ravenous. Huh? You're walking down the steps when you trip and fall. You snap every bone on the way down, landing in the basement as a writhing pile of flesh and bones. The whispers surround you, their laughter ringing in your ears. You wake in a cold sweat. Something smells terrible. Okay, so we're back to normal. And Natalie puked in one of the corners. You leave it there so that the others will question his fortitude. So it's saying that it's changed. I remember when we spoke to Natalie outside of the basement last time that I didn't get anywhere with him. Maybe it'll be different this time. Thanks for coming over. Seems comforted by your presence. Oh yeah, that's right. By just coming over, we got one. Never mind. Maximum friendship. Here we go. Gregor told me he's heard Brian. I'm sure Gregor hasn't been honest with me. You check the basement door closely. Every so often I can see her peeking through the holes. I really don't want to go down. It's in the basement, don't you? Oh, it's different. Wait. Should we have selected the one with... It doesn't matter. I mean, the game starts after she goes, because if she doesn't die, then the fucking cannibalism doesn't start. And Natalie, I'm here for you. Thank you. Staying in this cabin is messing with my head. I feel so lost some days. When I was 6, my father asked me to put flowers in the grave of our dead dog. That dog was very special to him, helping him find food during the war. When he came back injured, he brought the dog to meet my mother, who was pregnant with me. He truly loved that dog. I carried a vase filled with flowers with me into the forest and took a left. When I should have gone right, I was lost for one full day. Wandering through the forest, crying and panicked. I foolishly skipped breakfast that day, so I was desperate at this point. I tried to, but I couldn't recognize any plants to eat. You hate the flowers. So I tried eating some random plant I found in the woods, but I upchucked all of that. I was humiliated when I stumbled back to my house. I'll never forget my father running up, worried, and I was still holding the vase with flowers in it. My entire shirt stained with puke. After that experience, I studied obsessively my mother's collection of foraging books, so I would never starve in the wilderness again. Thank you for absolutely everything. You nod, calling everyone together for a meeting. So, does Natalie still get set? I mean, I suppose story-wise, Natalie still goes out. Do I want to say anything? You say nothing. So I do actually say nothing at that point. I thought maybe it was just a relationship thing. The red-haired woman won't let him live, will she? Too ravenous at this point. The more she consumes, the stronger she gets. At what cost? Sometimes staying silent works best. Just walk away, pretend you're innocent later. What a terrible perspective Potato has provided. Chompents never would have listened to this crap. You fall asleep, thinking about what Potato told you. Oh, so at the bit where she's asking if I will give the vial to Gregor, I have the new option of say nothing. Okay. He's Karin in the kitchen crawling in bed. So nothing different happens. Well, we didn't hear. We didn't hear. We didn't hear Gregor in pain like it happened last time. But, you know, there's a bigger difference going on just now. You were having a nightmare. Gregor is waiting for you. Uh-huh. All hacked to buggery. Get out of bed and follow Karin to the couch. Oh! Okay. Fuck! I think he's trying to speak. What is it, Gregor? You tell Karin that Gregor has died. He hasn't spoiled yet. I mean, let me show you the rest of him. You know what, I might prefer not to, if that's all the same to you. Karin shuffles over at the basement door, opening the lock with the key, with the knife. Why wait until she's in the basement? Take back the knife and end her life. You explain how difficult it is to get blood out of wood. Your laziness is unbelievable. The minute those four entered the cabin, you should have killed all of them. You're getting soft. You nursed a weakened butcher back to health. What if she ends up killing you now? Wait, you nursed a weakened butcher back to health? Okay. Are you talking about Potato? Are we talking about Karin? I'm confused. I brought you the key. When she goes downstairs, lock the door behind her with the deadbolt. Then let her rot. Karin, Potato might have made great allies in our life. Need to stop her before it's too late. You walk over at the basement door. Where's Karin? Ha. When are you fixing this hole? You can feel her breath coming through the crack in the door. You lock the basement door. What the hell are you doing? Goodbye, Karin. She slips into the darkness. You climb on the couch to rest, waiting for the basement noises to become silent. I was correct. It's freezing over here. The frigid air swirls visibly in front of you. The basement noises have completely stopped. What do you want to do? Oh, God. The bookshelf. There are various books of a wide variety of topics. No time to read them now, though. You take a closer look at the subjects: cooking, herbalism, skinning. Books that are good for survival in wilderness. You take another look at the subjects: carpentry, metalworking, tailoring. Books that are good for crafting in the wilderness. Wasting time reading books. You were just browsing. Sure. Why not read this one? Potato nudges one of the books. The edges of the page are a little singed. This was saved from the book burning. I wonder why. No, there we go. One may in truth proceed against such a man as against a person who is gravely suspect, but he is not to be condemned in his absence and without a hearing. And yet the suspicion may be very grave, and we cannot refrain from suspecting these people, for their frivolous assertions do certainly seem to affect the purity of the faith. For there are three kinds of suspicion: a light suspicion, a serious suspicion, and a grave suspicion. Fucking, you take the singed book. I'd say your entire life has been a grave suspicion. It's a shame you never went to trial for anything. That would never happen. Carrying around a book would be a burden, so you put it back. The rest of the books are boring. Under the couch, lots of cobwebs underneath. Thankfully no spiders. You know, it's a child's toy. How did it get under here? It's a small wooden boat. That's weird. No ports anywhere near here. It looks like there's a name engraved on it. Razael. Wait. That's it. The Chompettes, Bread, thinks that the kid Razael is their cousin, but Razael's actually related to Onion, and Bread and Onion are not related to each other, so maybe the Chompettes were coming looking for Razael that we ate, presumably. Great. Maybe Bread would want this. Well, apparently Bread isn't here. Bread's not around right now. You'll have to hold on to it until the moment is right. Eat a meal, I guess. You decide to have a quick lunch at the table. She escaped. You wake in a cold sweat. Hi! You're having a nightmare. Oh wow, the sheets are completely soaked. Are you wetting the bed? You feel underneath you. Gross. You must have broken a fever. There's sweat everywhere. Don't worry, we can wash them in the basement. Just unlock the door and we'll make a day of it. You're not that slow with laundry. Come with me, I have something to show you. Cautiously get up, following Karin out of the bedroom. Oh, the basement door was already open. I'm hungry. Let's get something from the basement. You feel the cold presence of Karin behind you. Goodbye. Stop. Grab onto the railing. You do so, feeling a slight push on your back. You feel the pressure leave. That was a close one. Karin will try everything in her power to kill you. Tread. So wait, is this just... Again, is this just the spirit of Karin? Or is it actually Karin? Tread cautiously downstairs. Why are you helping me, Potato? Because I pity what you've become. You work your way down to the bottom of the stairs. Something is approaching. Can you hear me? I've been down here the entire time. It's so good to see you again. There's plenty of bread down here. Okay, so this is the same. So far, all the spirits have actually been displayed with like the mutilated thing. Why were you nice to me? Did you want to prey on the weak, or was it just another meal ticket? Whispers told me the truth. Hopefully someone ends this darkness soon. See you again soon. So because we maxed out in Atlee, we got something else. Something doesn't feel right. You feel around the wall blindly, look through the light switch. Found you. Karin's grown stronger than you as of late. Consuming her friends has imbued her with a rage. She's lost in the abyss, and nothing but death can end this madness. Hope you're prepared for what comes next. You can feel something creeping up in front of you.
Hello!
Fucking... Hi, Cabbage. Cabbage, what are you?
Cabbage! Cabbage!
It took us forever to move the rubble you put in the mouse holes. Chompets, come out! Never fear, Onion's here. And Cousin Cornbread says, rise to the occasion. Sometimes, Mary. Raspberry. What lie did you tell them, Potato? That you'd moved on. Oh god, we're being fucked over. Will you let us go? You shake your head. Someday, maybe. Chumpets!
Cabbage! Cabbage!
We can't allow Karin to take over the cabin.
Bye bye.
She's much worse than you, Sinky. Did you see what she did to Gregor? Unhinged. She's a cut above you right now. You don't need our help with this. Just remember what she's done. Channel that anger. She's just like Potato now, right? I'm still here, Cabbage. And as punishment for earlier, we're locking you in the room again, Potato. No Chompet trial needed. You got company down here, Potato. One of us should hide the key. That's enough. I'm trying to understand what... I'm trying to wrap my head around so much that's going on. No need to twist the knife. Good luck. Chompets, let's help out. So I won't let the Chompets leave. But the Chompets also... The Chompets technically hate Potato. And so they're punishing Potato as well. Get in position behind you, ready for what's next. You feel around what? Aha, here we go. Found you. Hi again. How you doing? Same again? Skip right ahead, apparently. Oh, different now. Second form. Help.
Cabbage!
Look, he's trying to speak.
Cabbage!
Don't be shy, try again. May take a few more days. Welcome to the Chompets, Turnip. I'm having like a mental breakdown. And apparently also my PC is as well. What he... So is it... He... Turn up he... So it's not... Is that meant to be... The rules are different. So someone has to die in the basement? So that would... Is that where because of the thing is as well is like see in their like thanks section they're like thanking like Guillermo del Toro and Junji Ito and all that kind of stuff. So it's clearly where the team have like drawn their inspirations from, and it's that way where because of how instant the art is at certain times, it makes it seem as though it's like okay man I should be able to piece this together, and it's driving me mad. So. This is when all I need to do is play the fucking Chompet's Origin and I'll know exactly what's going on. But I don't understand that bit there. So, Potato's being punished, but I thought I said that I would get rid of Potato. But am I not getting rid of Potato because I agreed with Potato at the beginning of it? I'm gonna have a couple more goes round. Because I do also want to see what happens if I max out the relationship with Gregor. Blinding white light surrounds you. Did you have a heart attack? Fall down the stairs? Or is this... You shouldn't hide from your reflection. Said Cornbread. The one and only. My body is gone, but my spirit remains. I have created hundreds... No, thousands of terrible puns. A plague of puns. It is my greatest legacy. I'm glad Bread has carried on this memory. I will first grant you a recipe card for finding me. Savor it with honey and butter. You unlocked the last recipe. Proud of you for making it this far. You always picked yourself up after falling down this past year. That was probably hard at times, but you did it. After the storm passes, you might have the best year yet. Just give it some time, okay? Coming all this way, I'll let you ask me one question. Save. Please do not waste this opportunity. Why aren't you telling me a joke yet? What happened to your body? Where are the others? What's your real name? Who am I? Where are the others? You haven't let them move on yet. The Chompets are like insects trapped in amber. Caught between worlds and unable to join me after your release. Given enough time, perhaps you'll let go of them. Like you did with me all those years ago. I'm sorry, but it's time to say goodbye. No, it ain't. There's a thing called a load. Who am I? We both know you don't have amnesia. Just look in the mirror. Try to accept what you see. Maybe we'll meet again someday. Maybe. Sorry, but we don't have time. Okay. What happened to your body? You really wanted to waste your one question on that. You devoured all of it. Every last piece. I mean, I don't think... I'm going to do it anyway. Razael, duh. Well, that was one waste of a question. Yeah, I kind of knew. Why aren't you telling me a joke yet? Because you haven't earned one. Wow. Fair enough. Maybe we'll meet again sometime. Maybe you say goodbye to Cornbread. You slowly come back to the cabin. It's time to cook. Jesus. Vegetarian, gluten-free cornbread. Oh yeah, I forgot about this as well. I don't find fruit intimidating. I'm going to ruin the other eye of yours. Don't look away. Look away. Can I have a break, please? Keep eye contact. You're not scared of me? Shake your head. Fine. Goodbye, Reg. Oh, so I don't even get the option. So does that mean that it then makes it like a different experience later on? I did fucking... Talk to Gregor in the bedroom. Thing is, I don't think I spoke to Gregor, like, at all. There wasn't time. I'm sorry, man. Hey. Thanks for cooking the meat earlier. I was nearly passing out from the hunger pangs. Even if I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy, I appreciate the vegetarian dishes you made earlier. You really respected Mariah's boundaries. Thank you. Gregor is more dense than you give him credit for. If there's extras, let me some extra meat. Okay? Gregor will remember that. Great. Gonna see how everyone's doing later. You have the bedroom all to yourself. Where do you want to check first? Oh, we never had a chance to check in here though. One of the kids was mentioning the birdcage. Inside the birdcage, there's nothing in the birdcage. It's completely empty. Inside the birdcage, the bottom of the birdcage is completely spotless. Did a bird ever go in here? No bird droppings or anything inside the birdcage. You can tell from the outside of the birdcage that it is completely empty, right? Inside the birdcage, you observe the birdcage is quite large. Maybe this isn't meant for birds. Maybe it's meant for children. You look a little closer. You can make out an E, but the letter to the left is scratched out. Something E. This clue seems worthless. A little closer. So we have L. We've had an L elsewhere and an E and an X. The drawer has various children's toys in it. What's this? Hate when it does that. June 29th, 1862. Another body of a child has been discovered within the city of Zakpan, with the remains stuffed into a barrel full of potatoes. The cause of death was identical to earlier victims, with significant blood loss due to multiple stab wounds to the stomach. This marks the fourth victim by the butcher of Zakopane in less than a month. You take the bloody newspaper with you. But there might be other stuff to do, so let's have a look. Under the beds, you look under the beds. Just some dust and hair, gross. You decide to inspect one of the hair under it. It's long and red. It has to be Karen's hair. You inspect another place of hair. Appears to be black. Natalie, you find a small box in the corner. That must be your imagination. There's nothing but hair and dust down here. Better luck next time. Okay, weird that you would tell me no. You notice a bone sticking out. Is that a human bone? Nope, chicken bone. Gross. Floorboard looks a little loose. You could possibly try to pull it up to see under it. You're far too weak to pull up the floorboard. This floorboard should really be repaired. You wonder if you could repair it yourself. You definitely can't repair this yourself. Nobody's around for miles either. Look a little closer at you. I found a small sock. Somebody's foot out there is probably cold. The small sock is worthless. Why did you even pick it up? Speaking with Gregor. Hey, I'm a little worried about Natalie. The flood currents are really strong. Once Karin makes up her mind on something that has to happen, definitely won't debate her on it. Have you seen that knife she carries around? I don't know where she got it, but she had it on her at all times. Do you think it's for self-defense, or... You interrupt Gregor. Cooking? Yeah, I mean, she hasn't cooked anything here, but sure. Gregor continues to babble incoherently. You feign concern and nod politely. Whoops. He noticed you weren't actively listening to him. Yeah, just stand up to her when the time comes, alright? Gregor smiles a little bit. You sure you'll remember that? Phil Bars! I know you'll do the right thing. Thanks. You decide to call everyone together for a meeting. Wow, we didn't get any full heart chat. Which I suppose makes sense, because we're not really going to get much time to talk to Gregor. Oh, is it going to be the same? I tried just giving him the stuff this time. You get out of bed and fall. I tried giving him I gave him the stuff so that you oh no, he is alive! Great, Gregor, bud! I know you're alive, but you know... You were the only person that didn't laugh at me for being afraid of a marmot. When I was 9, a friend and I were playing in the woods. We were far from home, about half an hour. My friend found some baby marmots, probably only a few weeks old. He was so busy playing with them that he didn't notice a boar mother and piglet behind him. The boar thought he was too close to its child, so it ended up goring him in the lung with one of her tusks. The wheezing, the shortened breaths. He was gasping for air as his lungs filled with blood, and there was nothing I could do to stop the bleeding. It took me an entire day to carry the body back to his home. I was so weak, I had to take breaks every few minutes. When I arrived at his parents' house, it was completely pitch black. My hands shook as I laid his body at the door. It was almost as cold as he was. When his mother finally opened the door, I'll never forget the scream as long as I live. I never wanted to let anyone down again with my weakness, ever. So I pushed myself to be the breaking point as a teenager, getting stronger every week. I should have never left Ukraine. Gregor looks like he's about to cry. Thank you. Wow, that's all we get. And then that. Cool, thanks. I thought maybe I'd staved off that fate, but no, I'll just go fuck myself. It's fine. You were as sweet as a pound cake. I guess my optimism made me a little naive about you. The anger of the whispers, I know your true nature now. Meet again soon. Beware, Karin. So you only get like a few wee lines of extra dialogue with them. But I do wonder what happens if you max out your relationship with Karin. Okay, so the only other option is neither of them. You ignore Karen's request to keep them occupied. You'll be busy soon enough in the basement. Let it play out. Hours passed, the meals you gave everyone has persevered to keep them going, the hunger is now permanent within them. So I'm not sure if there's even a way to actually improve your relationship with Karin to full max in New Game Plus. You must have to make the decision to do that in a normal game from the get-go. But then again, it does say converse to Karin in the bedroom or talk with nobody. What happens if I say talk with nobody? Just back to the door again. They'll all eventually end up down here. Not you, though. Right. Karin in the bedroom. Oh, that means that we can scan the bedroom again. Hi. Keep this between us. I'm not giving an ally a choice today. He's going outside. Do I make myself clear? Not as an adult who can make his own decisions. I'm just going to say yes to try and get the relationship up. Yes. Good. Thank you for understanding. Karin cracks a smile. Seems like Karin will remember that. Great. Just saying anything to get that live hurt. Now get everyone together for a meeting. Let's get him to leave. You call everyone together to discuss the next steps. Okay. Okay. Agreeing to do the vial puts it to max. Can't do the vial. Okay. So things play out as normal. And let's see what happens. Well, she still creeps me the fuck out. Gregor's still fucked. She's still evil. Things seem to be playing the exact same way that they did before. Okay, that time we didn't. It is different. You let the knife drop to the floor, holding Karin in a loving embrace. All of your pain, sorrow, and regret vanishes into thin air, along with your eardrums. Jesus fucking Christ. It was Karin all along. Your soulmate has finally been found. You create a new life together, devouring hundreds of men, women, and children. Laws and governments are powerless to stop your wrath. All that oppose perish. You work together beautifully, making the world a terrible place for future generations. One day, Karin becomes ill. She calls you over to her deathbed between gasps for air. Her eyes are filled with terror, but it lessens when she sees you. Karin tries to say your name, but can't get it out. I love you. You nod, crying softly as she tightly grips your hand in fear. Your tears fall on her dress as the last of Karin's air leaves her lungs. Her hand slowly lets go of yours, dropping to her side. You take the knife, wrap her hand around it, putting the middle of her chest. Karin. You were a true cooking companion. And there it is. That's... See? Well done. Because you're like, why is it called Cooking Companion? I'll tell you a story, but do you promise not to laugh? I almost died when I was 6. It was probably the coldest winter on record. My parents and I were snowed in. At first we had enough wood, but that ran out. My father Before their wedding day, he chopped down one of the biggest trees in the forest. He spent months whittling it down, cutting the pieces carefully, measuring the armrests so that it would fit perfectly, sanding it down so that not even a splinter would come out. He named it Mother's Chair, and every Saturday he washed her feet while she sat in it, whittling a tune his grandmother had taught him. Looking deep into her eyes as he rubbed her ankles, took him weeks on working on it in secret. He was hyperventilating while he dismantled it. Each heavy breath was a foggy cloud. His tears were freezing to his cheeks. The fire only lasted 2 days. And later the frostbite turned his fingertips completely black. He cried almost as hard over his fingertips as he did the chair. After a while, when the food was running out, he began to search every inch of our cabin, but he finally found out what he was looking for. A little mouse. Holding it wiggling in his hands must have been painful. Between wincing, he divided it in two. One piece for me and one for my mother. How's that for a big breakfast? This corpse was the first I ever saw that was frozen solid. Thank you for listening. So that's what it... We must...
Cabbage.
Look, he's trying to speak. Right, so that confirms it. That confirms it then. That is not... Right, so that confirms my theory then. It can't be... despite the kind of like intense look on Karin at the end, it's definitely Gregor. That's who it has to be. Because it's the rules of whoever dies in the cabin, different rules apply. The reason that Natalie and fucking hell, my brain has turned literally to porridge. Mariah and Natalie haven't turned into vegetables is because technically they died outside the cabin and we then brought their corpses in. So this is what happened to all the Chopettes at one point or another. And then slowly they gained sentience? I don't know, it might take them a few days. So the new one, the turnip, is definitely... Will there be a turnip? Nah, not yet. But the turnip is definitely got to be Gregor then. Right, I am done with this for like today and maybe a few days. Because that was a lot of playing the same sequences over and redoing these wee bits and changing that wee bit and da-da-da. But I kind of, as someone who used to not have a lot of cash for this kind of stuff, like when I get a game, I like to get replayability out of it, and obviously I'm kind of just like banging it through so I can make these videos and stuff like that for you. But yeah, like this has some replayability, and I'm not even sure I've done everything technically that I could do, because just that wee comment about the wee story that she gave us at the end there, like. When we find the dead mouse at the beginning, it's like, oh, we put it back. We don't think that... We don't think that Karin is ready for it yet. Which insinuates that this is just a constant time loop that we're in. So it's weird that there's a way to break out. Anyway, I need a break from the game because I've been playing it for hours and my mind is somewhat melted. Next time we do any Cooking Companion shenanigans, it is probably going to be the Chompette's origin story, because I really want to know what that is. That's the only thing that we've got left to do. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, batter the subscribe button, like the video, geese your banter in the section down below, all that jazz. Catch you nuggets in the next one, alright? Cheery bye.